like seasoned salt goes on everything. Seasoned salt is alright. Adobo is adobo.
Next level.
Yeah. I fucking. Alright, I have to go soon, but I'll tell this story because the way you said adobo reminds me. So.
Of course. Interesting maneuver.
I told this story to a few people. My grandfather is actually the person who got me into video games.
Oh, I know this story.
Yeah. So my grandfather's the one who got me into video games. And you might be like, that's kind of crazy. What do you mean, like Mario? And no, my grandfather played Final Fantasy, like all of them. And he started playing video games because he had stopped smoking, and he needed something to kick the habit. So my dad gave him his Game Boy Color, and I don't remember if he was playing Final Fantasy. I think he was playing Final Fantasy 2. Or no, what was it? It was something, I can't remember what he was playing, but he was playing a JRPG because he had arthritis and he couldn't like do like pretty much any platform adventure games. So turn-based is what he usually played. And when he beat that game, a few months went by and he was like, "Carlo, like, what, you got any more of those game things, those video game things?" And he's like, "Well, I don't, but they have this new thing called the Super Nintendo that you could get, and it's got games on it." And my grandfather was like, interesting. And they went to, a few months later, they had gone to Circuit City back when those were a thing.
Oh god.
Yeah. And he was like, "Carlo, where's that game thing?" And he was like, "Oh, it's right here." And he went, "Oh, okay, interesting." And he just picked it up and bought it. And then he played Final Fantasy on that. Yeah, right. And a few years later, he was like, what else you got? And my dad was like, "Well, there's this new nifty thing called the PlayStation that has more Final Fantasy on it if you want that." And he went out and bought a PlayStation. And he did this up until the PS2, where he played Final Fantasy 10 and 12 were the last ones he played. And that's when I was a kid, and he would like show us how to play, and he would like ask us what summons or spells to use. And you might think that he just kind of wanted to play it for like the mechanics because it was fun, but like no, my dad would tell me stories about how excited my grandfather was to like tell him about the story and what was going on and the characters who were like living and dying.
Man got invested.
He did. He got really bad. And for the record, my grandfather was like in his 60s. So a 60-year-old rotund Puerto Rican man with a thick caterpillar mustache, balding on top, just staring at the TV as you hear the fucking Final Fantasy X combat music playing. And my favorite part of this story is in Final Fantasy X, the controls to get on and off your Chochobo were like kind of weird. So because he had really bad arthritis, he couldn't get on or off the Chocobo easily. So if he was ever on it and then jumped off by accident, he would freak out because it would take him forever to do it again. And my dad would come home and my grandfather would be like, "Hey, maldito Chochobo," because he couldn't say Chocobo right. He would say Chochobo. And maldito means like that annoying little. So be like, "Este maldito Chochobo." he just rant about the Chocobos.
This fucking bird.
Yeah, he's like, "This fucking bird. I can't jump on and off. My fingers hurt. I jumped off by accident." It's great. It's fantastic.
Chochobo is a good name for a Chochobo. Yeah, I said,
Saving that one.
Name your Chocobo 14 Chochobo.
I will.
You got it at this point.
Oh god. Everybody I've told that to is like, "I love that name. That's what I'm gonna call them from now on." I'm like,
fucking Chochobo.
Good to know my grandfather's legacy is living on somehow.
You gotta tell that story, bro. It's fucking great.